A hiker claimed that a ghost appeared in a photo taken at the top of Ontario's Dundas Peak. A young woman is flipping through Instagram, admiring her cousin's snaps of an adventure in the mountains of Canada. Just a month previously, she had visited the spot herself, recreating the daring pose over a dizzying drop. However, she now notices something sinister in the background, an eerie figure watching her cousin from afar. Dundas Peak is a popular viewpoint that overlooks the city of Hamilton in Ontario, Canada. Reached via a 2.4-mile circular trail, the area is a favorite spot with hikers, birdwatchers, walkers, and cyclists. Impressively, it also features Hamilton's tallest waterfall, the 135-foot Tews Falls. However, these days it isn't just outdoor enthusiasts who flock to Dundas Peak. With its rocky peaks and its stomach-churning drops into Spencer Gorge below, the vantage point has become a popular spot with those seeking the perfect social media pose. Yet in their desire to capture an Instagram-friendly shot of themselves conquering nature, many visitors are putting themselves at risk. Indeed, authorities report that the number of hikers who needed rescuing from the peak rose sharply over the course of 2016. Still, despite the risks, Dundas Peak is more popular than ever with adventurers. In 2016, in fact, as many as 140,000 people are thought to have visited the area. And in the midst of these crowds was one man whose photograph would spark one of the most bizarre chapters in the history of the peak. At first glance, the man's souvenir snap doesn't look like anything particularly special. Indeed, there seems to be little to tell it apart from the thousands of other Instagram images featuring visitors posing at Dundas Peak, of which there are currently some 10,000 online. Wearing jeans and a dark jacket, the man poses on the edge of a rocky outcrop, and like many of the thrill-seeking visitors to Dundas Peak, he sits with one foot dangling perilously over the edge. In keeping with tradition, furthermore, he subsequently uploaded the snap to his Instagram account. Soon the man's cousin noticed his post and the seemingly death-defying pose, and just a few days later, she and a friend made their own way to Dundas Peak. When they arrived, the pair took it in turns to step onto the rocky ledge and recreate the original photograph. After successfully taking their souvenir photos, the two friends then headed home. For the next month, life carried on as normal, with neither of them suspecting that there was anything unusual about their trek. Then something truly strange happened, an unnerving incident that would put Dundas Peak more firmly in the spotlight than ever before. At some point in 2016, a Reddit user known as Sliced Up Beef made a fascinating post on the social news site. Apparently, they had accompanied the unidentified woman on her quest to recreate her cousin's photograph. What's more, they had a fascinating story to tell. According to the Reddit post, about a month after their visit to Dundas Peak, the woman was again looking at her cousin's Instagram images. Suddenly, moreover, she noticed a striking difference between his photograph and the corresponding ones that she had taken with her friend. In the original photo, a mysterious figure could be seen on the steep hillside beneath the trail. According to the poster, the terrain where the individual was standing was impossible to navigate on foot, so how could a person be standing there? And why was the figure so strangely thin? If that weren't creepy enough, the poster additionally noted that the figure was staring in a bizarrely straight posture and also appeared to have no face. I know you're probably thinking this is probably just a brave hiker, they admitted, but trust me, that spot is completely inaccessible. Because the poster's friend's photographs did not show the same anomaly, it seemed unlikely to be a naturally occurring phenomenon. So just what did the original image show? Well, while the poster was prepared to admit that the figure might not be human, they appealed to the internet for suggestions. Soon the comments came flooding in. Some were quick to point out that people often went missing in and around Dundas Peak. Could then the mysterious figure be the ghost of an unfortunate hiker who met a grisly fate in these hills? Although some posters seemed to find the photograph frightening, the majority were sure that there must be a logical explanation. In fact, one claimed that it was an illusion created by holes in the rock. Another, meanwhile, said that melting ice was to blame. Disappointingly, others also came forward to dispel the notion that the location was inaccessible to hikers. "Sorry to burst all your bubbles," read one comment, "but there's a trail that leads up to that area and goes around the escarpment just under the rocks. That is, most likely, a person hiking around." In fact, Reddit user Tharkitect42 went so far as to claim that they themselves might be the source of all the confusion. Apparently, they often went hiking at Dundas Peak, including on the date that tied in with the original poster's timeline. Interestingly, they also recalled wearing dark jeans and a gray top, an outfit whose appearance would match that of the mystery figure. However, these explanations didn't satisfy everyone. As the story grew more popular, it was picked up by news outlets from around the world. Then, in the comment section of Mail Online, one user brought up another hypothesis. Apparently, one Christmas Eve, there was a fatal train crash below Dundas Peak. In total, 15 people lost their lives on that fateful day in 1934. So, could some of their tormented souls still be haunting the rugged landscape where they met their deaths? Although most locals seem to have taken the story with a pinch of salt, the mysterious photograph continues to send chills up many people's spines. Please share this video with your friends below.